And welcome back to another edition of the YodelCast. We have Area 51 against Icarus. As you notice, the timer has already started, and it's been going on for a while, but that's because the teams killed out about 15 seconds ago to make a fake start for the match. We have moved on to 8v8s, and so I'm going to call this a fresh series. I'm going to read out the rosters real quick now. For Icarus, we have Kilar, Vector, Mavi, Elixir, Thumper, Kevin, Ecos, and Zepto on Blood Eagle. For Area 51, we have Blink's Tailspin, Vash, Eric's Reddish Blue. Stop moving all over the place, people. Pliff, Zoid, Bergenstein, and Titan, and I don't... maybe Brick. I might have missed Brick. My apologies if I did. That is the Area 51 roster on Diamond Sword. So, first map here is Crossfire. It should be interesting because this is Area 51's weakest map, and 8s play fairly differently from 7s, as you have that extra person, so you can shore up your defenses or offense, or you can decide to go heavy on either offense or defense, or split them and dominate the midfield. So it'll be very interesting to see what the teams do here. I know both teams like to run with a punt strategy here, so I'm hoping it's not just going to be punts the whole game, but, you know, my hopes never seem to come true, so I guess we'll just see. And it does look like we actually have our first standoff here. We had our first standoff here, as there was a very quick return that I did not get to see as I was watching Area 51 with the flag, and they do get that quick cap, making it 1-0. My apologies, a little bit of sloppy casting there. I was still busy getting in the groove. It was a very quick start. So we did have a quick standoff. The flag was returned by somebody on the Area 51 team. Great insightful knowledge, as always, brought to you by DocLettuce. And, yeah, so we have a quick 1-0 cap there for Area 51. It does seem like it's been 5 minutes, according to the timer, but it's only been 2.5. They killed out at 22:30. So it's only been 2 minutes. And it's a good start that we have a cap already, because this should be a fast-paced map. It's a very small map. The only map that probably rivals it in size is Dry Dock. And Zoid Bergenstein here is actually getting away with a route, but does get sniped by Zepto, and this is going to be the problem the whole game. These snipers are so darn strong. That's why people love the punt strategy. Pliff does manage to pick it up, though. It's good play by Pliff there, being ready to come and pick this up. And it looks like he might actually make it home. Ecos there does make the E, just tosses it off the flag, starts chaining down Pliff. He's got Pliff incredibly low. A snipe coming in there, misses. Whiteout grenade. Oh my, what the heck happened there? Okay, the whiteout grenade landed. Pliff did go down. Zoid Bergenstein grabbed the flag, boosted across. Their flag was grabbed. Flag was taken off the stand. Zoid chucks it up to Titan as their flag is getting returned, and there was the 2-0. A little bit late, I know, but no one can speak that fast, and if I could, you couldn't understand me. So we do have both flags returned there. There was a quick grab there by Area 51, but the flag was returned back onto the stand. So we are resetting back down to 0. So as mentioned before, Zepto here and Tailspin on the other side are going to be the main two problems for these cappers here, because it's hard to run routes when these snipers are busy being in your face and killing you before you can even get close. So that's why we're going to see a lot of punting here, and you actually see Zoid's probably setting up for a punt right now. There are claymores there, and here we go. There we go. There's the grab. I don't know what the Nitron was for, but he does punt it. There are 3 people waiting there in the midfield. That's very good to see. They had problems catching the punt, and you can see they still do even with 3 people, but with the 3, they can afford to miss the punt because they have enough people ready there to pick it up secondary. Pliff is going in there for the cap. Kevin tried to get a Nitron off, though. Nitron just misses, and there's a quick 3-0 for Area 51. Good play by them. I like seeing them concentrate their people in the midfield. It allows them to get an effective punt chain going. And honestly, for Icarus to get back into this game, they need to start challenging this because, well, we'll watch Vector really quickly and see exactly what I mean by the sniper problem that they're going to have. Tailspin's already spotted him. He's down to 442 health already, so he's not going to be regenning. There comes a great snipe in there from Tailspin, bringing him down to 215. He's going way too high here. He's going to go down about 2 seconds. Oh, never mind. Make it a bit longer because Tailspin just missed a snipe. It is a blue moon. It does happen. So he's just going to set up here and wait for a regen, and he's going to have to go in on a static route. So he's basically wasted all of his time running the route because he has to sit and regen, as he just did, and then he's going to run something that is basically, well, it didn't get him anything there, but it would have been no better than just standing right in front of the flag, grabbing it, and doing exactly what Kevin did, which is chuck it and try and punt it. Unfortunately, Kevin missed his punt, so it's going to be a free return there for Area 51, but that's okay. They at least need to start getting some work on this, trying to do this a little bit more. They need to challenge for this midfield. Right now it's Mavi against the World, and the World is winning. So they need to send some more people in there. you don't need this many people in the flag stand that they have. Send some more people in there. You can see Area 51 is pushing up a little bit more because they can. They still own the midfield. There's no one really behind them. Vector, in the meantime, did get a grab off. He's going really fast. I'm surprised he got out with that much health, but he did take a snipe there. He's down to 248. He's still got pretty okay speed, but nah, high tailspin. How are you doing today? Vector would like his face back. And, of course, down he goes. Blinks is coming in here for the return. And there are no players from Icarus coming in here to try and make the grab. I think Vector may have been coming in there to see if he could pick it up, but Blinks was ready and got there first. Kevin, in the meantime, did go for a pickup. He is punting it. That's a good punt. That's what we like to see. Brick is there in the infiltrator, though. Ecos is there. Brick is... who's going to get there first? It's going to be Brick. He uncloaks. They're trying to pop it. Does not get the correct pop. And it goes right into Brick, and so we will have a return flag there for Area 51. Vector did come in with a grab. I saw him setting up before Kevin made his little attempt, and he did manage to get the grab off after it was returned, but he got sniped down quickly and didn't get the punt off, unfortunately for him in time. Vash Eric's there with a nice little punt, but there are two people there. It's going to be a fight for this flag here in the middle. A lot of popping going on there. Elixir just walks over it in the end after it finishes bouncing. A little bit of a shame there for Area 51. I think they probably had that, but unfortunately, it didn't quite work for them. That was, I saw Pliff die there in one shot to Mavi, which is amusing. I guess it was a grenade of some sort. Zoid did try and go for another little punt strategy there, but unfortunately, he didn't get very far. They sort of killed him before he could do anything about it. And so we're going to go back to the who can dominate the midfield game. You can see Area 51 is being nice and aggressive. They're really making their presence felt on this midfield. If we look now, Killar, Vector, all of Icarus's offense is off on either the side of the map or at the enemy base. They're not actually helping in the midfield. So as soon as Vector goes down, which he might not do because Tailspin's being distracted, no one's going to be there to pick up the flag. So he is actually probably going to get away on this one. He is at 900 health. He's... I don't like that jump. Brick does manage... See, Brick gets the punt off there, and there's no one really there for Icarus to get the pickup or the return. And so they had to send their defenders there, and when they sent their defenders there, they left Vector all alone. Blinks came in there and returned it, as you saw. Zoid, in the meantime, did pick up the flag, and of course just died as I tried to click on him. But Reddish Blue's there to pick it up, because they're dominating the midfield. Kevin did just lose the Diamond Sword flag, or the Area 51 flag, because their defense is holding up very solidly. Reddish Blue is ready for the time cap. Oh, what on earth were they thinking? A lot of people crashed the stand there for Icarus, and they do get the return, as they either lost the flag due to a Nitron or they chucked it to try and get the cap. I'm not sure which one happened, but in either case, it flew over the stand and landed right on top of the Icarus player, returning the flag for both teams, as the Area 51 flag did just get returned as well. So we do have our first strikeout. It is going to be for Mavi. This should be interesting because Mavi is their premium defender. It's going to be very interesting to see how they fared now that he's no longer there, you know, because their flag presence is probably going to be fairly weakened. But, you know, we'll give it some time. We'll see how he does here against Zoid. He is getting a couple of shots off and doesn't do so well. Vector did have a grab there, did get Nitroned, and Zoid does get taken out there, so maybe this strike is the key for them, and maybe they'll be able to turn it around. Pliff here misses his punt. There wasn't really anyone in the midfield to pick it up anyway. Kevin, on the meantime, does a better punt, gets it back to their base, but there was a couple people there flying by. Zoid comes in at great speeds to return his flag, but honestly, Icarus really should have had that. The Icarus flag is bouncing in the midfield. There's only Blinks there. Blinks does do a nice little thrust there, gets it, chucks it off. He's trying to get it to Titan or Vash. It bounces off the flag stand. Mavi decides to run into the ship, killing my camera, and Pliff almost had the flag, but the flag does get returned as it gets popped nicely. Brick here, though, with the chain grab. He is ready for a punt, which is exactly what he should be doing right now. Oh, that snipe made me nervous. Reddish Blue does pick up the toss. On the other hand, the Area 51 flag was also popped into the field. Killer did just try to do a punt. It didn't really work out so well. Their flag is just sitting in the midfield. They need someone to go return it. Brix is doing that. In the meantime, they got Nitroned, and the Icarus flag did get returned. Shame for Area 51. That was basically back at their base, but that's what Nitrons do. And we are going to have both flags reset. So after about 10 minutes now, the score is 3-0 in favor of Area 51. And it has been a fairly intense match. Not quite as intense as the previous ones, but not too bad overall. So, while we have a little bit of a break, I'm unfortunately going to have to take this opportunity to take a little quick drink of water. I'll make it as quick as possible, and then we'll get right back to the action. Okay, everyone, I am back. My apologies. That's unfortunately one of the downsides to casting alone. Both flags were just grabbed there, though. They were both just hanging out in the midfield, and the Icarus flag did get returned, as did the Area 51, but Kevin came in there with a little bit of a nice, well, decent grab. Not a great grab, but a fairly decent one. He is out of sight of Tailspin. He's only got 180 health. He really needs some help from his teammates here, because if he goes around this corner like he is now, he will get sniped. Vector being the teammate that we want to see. Everyone wants to have him. Kevin's just going to toss it off for Vector. Fantastic plan. I love seeing that. Good job by them. Vector is picking it up. He's not exactly going light speed, but he is, you know, he's got a lot more health. And especially with this bolt jump, he's got even more. And we do see that the other flag was just picked up there. 51 realizing they needed the E, so they picked it up and they punted it into the midfield, and they have gotten it all the way back to their base, so good little punting by there. Kevin comes in with a nice Nitron, almost got the flag return. Finally, he did get the flag return. He thrusted right onto it, and Vector does cap it, giving Team Icarus there a little bit of a ray of hope, as they hadn't really done so well before then, but a nice little 1-2 combination there with Kevin and Vector, and they managed to get their first cap. They're on the board 3-1. We saw a little bit of a chain grab attempt there by Kalar, but he didn't really get anywhere. So the flag was quickly returned, and we're back to square one. Minus the 2 caps. Or plus the 2 caps. However your math likes to work. I'm not constrained by silly mathematics. Zoids does grab the flag and did want to punt it, but he does get taken out before he manages to get the punt off. Bliff is going. He is down pretty low. He should get this. He should punt pretty soon. There we go. Good punt. Zoid had just respawned. Great job by him to get there. He misses the... He missed the thrust. I don't care what this game says. He missed the thrust on that one, and then the game lagged and caught up and actually gave him the grab. Unfortunately, he then sort of tossed it, punted it, or lost it to a Nitron under his base, and, well, it didn't work because there were enemies waiting there for them, and they really need to work on their defense for the flag carriers for when they get back to their base. On the other hand, their flag was grabbed, and they got it fairly far as well. Icarus got it all the way back to their base, but Reddish Blue was there to make the return, along with another teammate. My apologies, I didn't catch who that was. And in the aftermath of all this, Zoid does get a front to back off. He's got about 450 health. Not going fast at all. Elixir is on him, and he's getting rapidly chained down. Pliff is here to escort him. He needs to pop this flag. Oh, no, he doesn't. But Pliff, what? Pliff? What are you doing? Pliff just watched him return the flag. I am fairly disappointed in that. He really should have just gone for it. I know he thought he could kill him, but not exactly the best strategy, I must say. And Zoid, watching Zoid here, did want to go in there and try and do some sort of a chain punt strategy, but it didn't work as he did get taken out before he even got into the base. The Area 51 flag was picked up and chucked into the middle of the field, but that's going to be quickly returned. Kevin there just tried to continue the whole chain punting strategy. Chucks it out into the midfield, but once again, they do not dominate the midfield. You can see there's only Ecos here in the midfield. Reddish Blue, Vash Eric's on the side of your screen. Kevin's just sliding by. And you'll probably see 1 or 2 more players there from Area 51 coming in. There we go, though. Ecos and Kevin do converge on this flag. That's some good strategy here. I do like to see that. They do get Nitron by Blinks, though, because they didn't have enough speed, and they didn't chain punt it very well. They were sort of more playing an escort game, and Blinks gets an easy return on the other side. Zoid does manage to get a fairly solid route off, and he's getting all the way back to his base. He's got 600 health there and not taking him down. There's the 4-1 cap. So good job for Area 51. They did manage to get a fairly solid clear off, and they took advantage by running a legitimate route. The routes are almost always gonna cap faster than the actual punts, but it's harder to get them to, it's harder to pull them off. And so when Area 51 saw that they could, they did, they took advantage. Greatly done by them. Brick was there trying to do a chain grab, if you're wondering why the flag is out here in the field. But he did go down, so this flag's going to be here for the next 10 seconds. I don't expect anyone to pick it up. They should really just leave it. Wait for it to go back, because there are 2 people defending it. Grab it and quickly chain punt it if that's the strategy they want to go with. And about 2 seconds, and here it's going to come. Zoid is setting up for an actual route, though. Looks like they're going to see if they can pull that off again, because why not? I mean, it worked out very well for them on that 4th cap. Kevin, on the other hand, just punted the flag into the middle of the field. Zoid going in on his route. Oh, gets taken out with a clutch snipe there from Zepto. If he had not done that, Zoid would have gotten the flag all the way over to his base. Instead, the flag was in the field, and both flags did get returned, bringing us back to that standstill. So it's a 4-1 with about 7 minutes left to go. Area 51 is ahead, 4-1. Vector here, though, did just do a back-to-front. He said, whatever, my routes aren't working. Let's just go for the front-to-back. Let's see what happens. He's getting away with about 450 health. Tailspin does see him now, though. It's down to 82. Pliff's on him as well. He's not going anywhere. Tailspin says, thank you very much. Try again. And Brick on the other side did manage to grab the flag. He's punting it into the middle. Reddish Blue coming in there. Oh, misses the midair grab. That would have been epic. Instead, Elixir gets an easy return. That's a little bit of a shame. And on the other side, yep, there we go. The Area 51 flag was just returned. Kilar here, he could make a little bit of a grab and do some punting, but there's no one there on the stand. There we go. Vector is waiting, so he is going to punt it off to Vector. Good catch there by Vector. Down to 666 health, so he's clearly not going to survive this because that's just not lucky. He does punt it off back to his teammate's base, but Reddish Blue there is ready for that. Didn't look like any of his team was there. Thumper was coming in to try and help out, but really wasn't enough. There are 3 people from Area 51 there dominating that midfield like I've continually been mentioning, and Icarus is just not responding well enough. You see Kevin here tried to do another punt, but once again, no one is there. Brick, on the other hand, is tossing it off. Vash Eriks is there. Zoid was trying to come in. He broke off his route specifically to get that punt. It didn't work, but Pliff, on the other hand, it did work. And Pliff is back at his base with about 200 health left. He does have Kevin on him, so he's probably going to go down here. He needs to, you know, make sure his teammates are coming in there. Here comes Zoid and Blinks to try and make the pickup. Oh, Brick comes out of nowhere and saves that because Kevin absolutely would have had that. Kilar and Mavi and Elixir coming in. They are throwing everything they got at him. The flag does go down onto the field. Someone needs to grab it. Oh, and there's the return by Elixir. Great return there. Thumper, on the other hand, didn't really have all that much pressure on him because Area 51 was so focused on their flag, and that'll be an easy cap for them. 4-2. Great job on the offense there by Icarus getting that return. They were heavily outnumbered, but they just focused their energy. They kept their eye on the flag, and they managed to get the return, so props to them. All is not over yet. Vash Eriks setting up an inventory station in midfield so that he can get there in a Pathfinder really quick, just swap into a heavy, and then he's good to go. And the spam is already starting. It looks like they may be considering running another route, although Brick is setting up for a punt grab. So I expect to see Zoid. Oh, I'd love to have watched that, but Zoid is actually going on a route. He's down to about 90 health, but he is back at his base. He has to be careful, though. Vector and Kilar are there waiting for him, and here he sees the trouble. He's heading off towards Titan now. He wants to pass it off to Titan. Titan's busy, not exactly paying all that much attention to him, though. He's still down to 90 health. Does go down to Zepto snipe. Kilar almost got the return. Fantastic attempt there by him, but no dice. Mavi, on the other hand, did pick up the flag that was dropped for the Icarus team, and we may have our first full legitimate standoff here. Except Brick is sneaky. He's hiding here. He is waiting. And there we go. There comes Nitron there from Zoid. Misses. Brick there, oh, doing heavy damage on Mavi, but Mavi stays alive through 3 different attempts to kill him. 3 people on 1. His teammates did come in to help eventually, but oh my gosh, good job, Mavi. Staying alive that long was incredibly impressive. In the meantime, his team did get the return off, and there is the 4-3 cap. Could be a couple nervy moments here for Area 51. I expected them to take this back a while ago when it was 3-0, but now I'm not so sure. I'd have to say momentum is probably actually with Team Icarus because they've pulled off some clutch moves recently, and if they can keep up this little bit of luck, they're going to be in good shape. Zoid here is punting it off, though, into the midfield, and you can see, once again, Area 51 dominating the midfield. Reddish Blue is there all ready for the punt. He does get Nitron, but once again, they're dominating the midfield. Pliff and Zoid, who just respawned, are there to pick it up. Vash is actually going to come and pick it up. He does get taken out by Mavi. Some good play by Mavi. Brick, 257 health, gets sniped down by Zepto, but they still have enough people there to be able to pick this up. Zoid does pick it up. They have someone ready for the timed return. They just need to make sure they can get this onto their flag stand. Zoid does go down. Titan finally picks it up. They actually need to hurry because soon they're going to be forced to return this. Brick picks it up, gets Nitron. This is, forget hot potato, hot flag. Brick is finally going to make it up onto the stand. He tosses it up, gets it to Zoid, tosses it to Titan. Where's the return? Blinks! Oh, Blinks. What a blunder from Blinks. That is unexpected on every single level. Wow. Blinks moved away from the enemy team's, from his flag. Did not get the timed return that would have finished the match. Instead, They got another Nitron off, and Icarus returns their flag, and they're getting away now with the Area 51 flag. He is admittedly very low, he doesn't have great speed, he's probably not going to make it very far, but if he gets any backup from his teammates, as you see Kevin's coming in now, he's got a chance to punt it to him. That's a good punt right over the mountain. Blinks is going to have to go over, it's going to take some time. Kevin's coming in here, so is Pliff. Kevin does manage to get the pickup, he's down to 55, he's going down to Pliff now. Zoid is coming in there for the return, this should be a return. Zoid misses it, Kilar has a chance here. He's got a legitimate chance, he's trying to pop Zoid, he pops Zoid. Zoid is not going to die, oh, wow, that was unbelievably close there. But Vector, in the meantime, was ready for the chain grab, does get the chain grab off, does punt it into the midfield, and you see that Kevin was there to pick it up. Now Icarus is dominating the midfield. A little bit of an interesting shot there by Kevin, but he is going to be able to tie this game up. Oh my gosh, hello, Brick. Brick was hiding there in the infiltrator, makes an absolutely clutch kill, clutch grab, punts it off, saving his team the tying cap. And it looks like now we will go back into standoff position. Zoid is in the middle of the base. Elixir with his flag. They don't seem to notice Zoid, or if they do, it's he just died to Elixir, so we are going to have our first standoff. It does look like that Icarus is going to be camping on top of their base, which is not a bad strategy. It brings them close to the flag, and they got easy access to inventory stations, and they still have the high ground, so it's going to be fairly hard to take them out here. Brick, on the meantime, and now Pliff has the flag. They are also going to be setting up on top of their base for now. Same thing applies there, close to the flag stand, etc., etc., etc. So, not a bad choice by both. Pliff is staying up in the air for a very, very long time. He's down to about 650 health, though. He does want to toss it off to someone pretty soon here. He does get Nitron. Flag does not make a favorable bounce for Elixir. Elixir does get chained down there by Reddish Blue. A good little body block there from Tailspin to, unknowingly or knowingly, to prevent the boost grab onto the return. And he's going to look for someone to toss it off to because he wants to get back to doing whatever he's doing. Or he might just hold on to it, but we see it's a little bit of uncoordinated offense here from Icarus. They're just sort of all going in. Ecos is spamming, someone came in with a Nitron, Kevin is down below the base doing something. Kalar's off by himself trying to dual Tailspin, which is really not a good idea. A good Nitron, though, gets a flag off the stand. Unfortunately, the only person there that has a chance at it is Ecos. The chances of him actually getting it, very low, as we saw. He just goes down to Tailspin, who is probably going to toss it off. Nope, gets sniped by Zepto, and Zoid's going to pick it up. And, oh, we are into overtime. Wow, this game flew by. So we are into overtime, which means that if Area 51 even manages to return the flag, it's game over. And the and Team Icarus needs to get a return and a cap to stay in this game. If the timer runs out, this should be a victory for Area 51, but there's 9.5 minutes for that to go, so let's not consider it over quite yet. Brick is holding onto the flag here in Technician. He is using the... Nah, he can't be using the SMG, he must be using the Thumper. Oh, wow, look at that. A great kill there by Ecos. Unfortunately, he could not get the return. Pliff, though, is pretty low. A good Nitron there from Kevin. The flag has dropped off the field. Ooh, Reddish Blue misses it. Brick does manage to pick it up, though. Kalar coming in there to try and make a little bit of distraction. And it looks like they are going to be able to finish him off and go set up again. So let's go take a look at the other side now. Mavi did just drop it to Zoidberg inside. Oh, Blinks was coming in there as an infiltrator. And the game's over. So my guess is Blink was either using Sonic Punch, or a quick Nitron came in there that caused the flag to bounce into someone, and that was a quick return. So the overall score, 4-3 in favor of Area 51 on Crossfire. This was the first map in the start of the 8v8s. I'm not sure how many are going. Probably only 3. I hope only 3. Because I'm exhausted, and I'm pretty sure they will be fairly tired too. So thank you for watching. I am DocLettuce. This has been the YodelCast. Stay tuned for the next map, which should be coming up in just a little bit.